No meaningless game tonight for Siena. They're on the road to Louisville. And as Jimmy Patsos would tell you, is trying to get better, right? A young team on the road playing up against Louisville in the Gotham Classic. And Jimmy Patsos, as always, on the Wednesday show. Good morning, Coach.
Roger, I am at the finish. I am literally at the finish line at Churchill Downs right now.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it.
I mean, literally, I'm at the finish line right now. The team's getting a great tour. Dale Romans, the trainer's giving us a tour. We're learning about the 170,000 people, the history of it, the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, the first Saturday in May. But we're at the finish line right now. I'm 4 feet from the finish line while I call you. So I figured you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, Coach. And to be honest with you, a little jealous because I've never been.
Well, we wish you were with us. I mean, I would have you with me. But,
I would love to be with you right now because I've never been to Churchill Downs.
And Jimmy, you've done the Derby before.
You got to go once.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
You've done the Derby before, right?
I've gone twice to the Derby, but it's interesting. It actually looks bigger without people. But it's like Saratoga. It's really old and, historical. But they've built these modern buildings clearly on each side of it, to the Twin Spires, so that they can hold 170,000 in the boxes. And it's very interesting to see it. But we had a great, the Kevin Darby, the guy who the president is giving us our tour, and Dale Romans, who, had Keen Ice. They beat American Pharaoh.
Yeah.
He's run on the Derby 8 times. He has won the Preakness, but he had Keen Ice, who beat American Pharaoh, is leading us on the tour.
That's awesome. That's one thing about Coach Patsos. When you go on the road with him, you're always about the history and showing your team something that enlightens them.
Well, they want them to be able to be, whether you're in London, Los Angeles, Chicago, Madrid, wherever, if you run into somebody, say you play at Siena basketball, that's going to give you an entrance. We're talking about building relationships and then saying, oh, it's May, the Derby's coming up, and knowing what to say about the Derby and talk about it. I think those things, it's our job to educate the kids so they're prepared for the rest of their life. And a lot of my guys didn't know that it was the most exciting 2 minutes. They didn't know that it's the most watched sport event, et cetera. They didn't understand some of the history of it, but how important racing is that weekend. And then clearly with Saratoga, it's a connection. But I said, these can get you jobs because a lot of these people are wealthy. So anyways, you just try and do the best you can. But it should be a tough game tonight at the Yum Center. They're really good. They're coming off a loss to Seton Hall. I know they'll be ready. And they have the guy Dang, who's going to be a, first-round pick. It's a tough matchup for Shivers. Nico's doing great coming off the bench. We hope it can happen again tonight. We're going to have to rebound the ball, Roger, though. You got to hold them. Can't turn it over. Got to limit our turnovers, and then got to hope we can rebound the basketball.
I'm reading here with Mark Singolay, so I'll give him credit for this. In the Times Union, I actually get the paper, reading Mark Singalay's.
You're in the corner every day. You better get it.
Yeah, I do. That you are going to play now Manny Camper. Is that true?
Yeah, I'd probably throw him. And then we met with him, and he said he wants to play this year, and so you have to throw him out there. And we're looking for someone to rebound the ball. And at this level, whether it's Albany or us, you got to have an athletic 6'5" guy, and we're really working hard towards that. And if he wants to play, he can play, so he can help us rebound the ball.
Jimmy, what is the difference between facing, the press at practice and what you guys will face tonight at Louisville? I understand it isn't Rick Pitino's team anymore, but I have to imagine some of the principles still apply, even with David Padgett as head coach.
In Albany. Yeah, no, it's Rick Pitino's coached his team. They still have the great players. I know they missed one, but they're going to be a formidable force, and they're going to be an NCAA team. But to play in the Yum Center, et cetera, is going to be a really exciting adventure. But they clearly miss Rick Pitino, too, because you just don't replace a Hall of Fame coach. If you just give me 1 sec here, we're just going to take a picture here at the finish line. Hold 1 second.
This is live local late breaking, ladies and gentlemen, at the finish line with Jimmy Patsos
and Dale Romans.
That's great. That is. I'm jealous. I would never been, and I would love to someday. The problem with me with the Derby is it's always like Little League baseball time. Plus, NBC carries the Derby.
You're too busy coaching.
That's why you should go.
But it's the Yum Center, Roger. It's supposed to be one of the greatest venues. We're about to go to shoot-around. It's supposed to be one of the tremendous college venues.
Yeah, well, and I'll get a chance to go there because Albany plays there the following week.
Tail on.
And speaking of that, when this game is over, will you be looking forward to Saturday?
He's in Albany in a sec. Wants to say hi to you. We will. We have Memphis. We have Bryant. and Albany in this tournament. Of course, Albany's a big game, so I hope everybody comes out. There's tickets available Saturday night, 7:30 with the Times Union Center. The women, who Allie's doing a great job. That's going to be a really good game. It's all on one ticket. And Albany's one of the top mid-major teams in the country. So we're going from one of the best teams in the country, Louisville, to now one of the best mid-major teams. But these games are important, and these are how you get better, and it prepares you for league play. But I would come out, and people should be buying the Holy Cross game on Friday, December 21st, because these home games, this is how our young team gets better. And they're also an exciting young bunch to watch, and we're starting to have a little mix. And whether Manny Camper comes in and plays or Sammy plays a little more, we're trying to, get our young guys ready. And these are games that get ready. But before I go, Dale Romans wants to get on here for a sec, Roger. You know Dale, who had Keen Ice, who beat American Pharaoh, and he's been in 8 derbies. He wants to say hi to you guys. Hold one sec. Roger.
Hey, Dale, Roger Weiland in the horse racing country here in the Capital Region, man. How you doing?
Doing well. We're trying to show a little Kentucky hospitality to upstate New York and show them Churchill Downs. But
I love it, Dale, because according to Jimmy, a lot of those guys, don't really know the ins and outs of Churchill Downs and certainly horse racing. So, what does the tour include here for these guys?
Well, we're gonna show them around. We're gonna show them the Twin Spires, the paddock, where the barn area is, how the track, how they maintain it, and then we're going to announce the Kentucky Derby winner for next year, so they can all bet on it.
Dale, text us that name after you tell the team.
Can you help me out with that too, Dale?
I'll send it to you. But this is a great thing that Jimmy's been doing. And everywhere they go around and see what's important in the city and learn a lot more than just basketball. And aren't many coaches in the country that take the time to do something like this. And
Dale, do you still get a lot of questions about the big upset, the Travers with beating Pharaoh, and is it you reminisce about that? I mean, that was a heck of a win.
Yeah, that's always brought up every time they talk about Triple Crown winner. They have to throw that caveat in there that we spanked him at Saratoga, and that's what we're going to tell the kids here in just a minute when they head over to U of L. That the Triple Crown winner can get beat, so can the big U of L Cardinals.
First time in my life, they'll love that. You're going to give them a little motivation speech there from one of the best trainers, one of the best trainers in the country. Dale, always a pleasure. Thanks for a few minutes, and
thanks,
it'll be Saratoga season before too long. Jimmy, put Jimmy back on. We'll get a scouting report, and then we'll.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
See you next week. But I hope everybody buy tickets for Saturday night. It's going to be a great event. It's our young team's getting better, and that's what it's about. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. All right, so it's classic, Jimmy.